This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. Well, sometimes at the intersection of law and politics, you have an international intrigue. And today we're reporting on the arrest of 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guardsman First Class Jack Texiera. Remember that name, because if it's proven that he did what we think he did, which is to leak over 100 classified top secret documents to his friends and buddies on a gaming platform called Discord, not making this up, in order to impress his teenage friends and Ukrainian gamers that were also part of this community of 150 million people, especially since pandemic, that sit and game all day long, and where he shared top secret classified information that he had access to because he was a member at one time, until he's arrested in a few minutes, of the 102nd Intelligence Wing of the National Guard of Massachusetts. That Jack Texiera, who got copies of these things because he had a top secret security clearance, who then apparently, according to friends and other gamers, where Jack Texiera was known only as OG, I assume some ridiculous representation or reference to original gangster. Well, he's going to be a gangster because he's going to be at Leavenworth doing hard time and court-martialed. But putting that aside for a minute, he got his hands on these documents, and apparently, according to friends that he played games with on the gaming platform, he did it to impress them, not to change the weather in how the war was being conducted in Ukraine, because there was suspicion that perhaps the Russians were involved because they wanted to let the Americans know that their intelligence information had been outed and also was incorrect. But now it appears to be nothing of the case. But Jack Texiera is not just a potential treasonous, soon-to-be former member of the National Air Guard, the Air National Guard, but he's also a racist and anti-Semite. And how do we know that? Because the same teenager that was on the gaming platform with him revealed to the Washington Post and to the New York Times aspects of the kid's social media, the guy's social media, which shows him, for instance, posting racist and anti-Semitic memes, and a video of him shooting off what I assume is his sidearm that he was given, his service revolver, and yelling out racist and anti-Semitic things to boot. So that is the weird stew in the mind of soon-to-be formerly Airman First Class Texiera, and what motivated him to show off to his buddies and compromise national security, compromise our relationships with our allies, let the Russians know how deeply we have penetrated their intelligence community with double agents and the like, putting those people at serious risk of being punished or killed by the Russians, all because he wanted to show off to other gamers living in their basement in their grandmother's houses. I mean, this is what it's become now. Now, why did this guy have top secret clearance? We've talked a lot about top secret clearance, of course, because of the investigation of the former president, Trump, about Mar-a-Lago. Well, it turns out that there are 1.5 million people who have security clearance at the top secret level. You heard the number right. And now there needs to be a full review by Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, as to why so many people need to have top secret. It's sort of baked into the name. Top secret, then it's not what it sounds like. If this many people, and I'm sure that's a number that blew your mind because it blew my mind, why do 1.5 million Americans have to have top secret security clearance? Some of which are not even in the military. And here's what happens. Because you can't, bad things are happening all around the world by the military. It's just that you can't keep track of it all. So here you've got an airman who's getting, through his intelligence analyst position, classified information, and he takes it and says, hey, I'm going to set it up on a server on the Discord gaming platform. I'm going to call that server bear versus pig, right? Russia versus, I guess, Ukraine. And I'm going to post it there along with like videos about Minecraft. Again, I am not making this up. It then, instead of staying in that little dark, weird incel corner of the world, it gets out maybe through the Ukrainian gamers, maybe innocently, but it quickly catches fire. An accelerant is put on it because That's how the internet works and the dark web works. And it goes from this little server nobody's heard about on a platform, unless you're a gamer or you're one of your family members as you've never heard of. And then it ended up on 4chan, which is a QAnon-based dark web location that Marjorie Taylor Greene goes on and retweets and posts on her social media, as does Donald Trump on occasion. So 4chan from that server, 4chan to Telegram, where there are channels that Russians are on. There are Russian channels on Telegram, and it gets posted and reposted there. At first, we thought, oh crap, the Russians have their own double agent. They got a hold of our intelligence, broke into it, and posted it, and are now telling us that they're watching us while we're watching them. That's not what happened. It was this pasty, racist, anti-Semitic airman who wanted to impress his, equally pimply teenagers on a gaming platform that they all cling to during COVID. That's the simple answer. That's Occam's razor. Look for the simple answer. Doesn't have to be complicated. Simple answer is just an idiot who wanted to impress his boyfriends, his guy friends. That's it. Maybe more to that, but that is where we are right now. And now Airman Texiera, soon to be breaking big rocks into little rocks at Leavenworth and be court-martialed, is being picked up today. Now there's reporting that's not yet solidified that they've had their eye on Airman Texiera for quite some time, because I'm sure he's done other weird things. It's like the cockroach theory. If you see one cockroach in your kitchen, I got news for you. You don't have one cockroach. You have many cockroaches. You're just seeing one at a time. And the same thing with Texiera. This is not his only brush with the law or his attempts to blow through the guardrails of democracy. He's done other stuff, and they're going to find it. And we're going to see if there's other people that helped him. Already, the teenager that outed him gave the investigators access to his social media so they could see and compare photos of things that were posted with things in the kid's room, the guy's room, and they got him, basically dead to rights. And he's not a whistleblower. This isn't like WikiLeaks. This isn't like some of these people that are serving time that said, oh, we just want to help our adversaries or our allies or whatever they're doing. It's none of that. If this story holds together, the narrative, it has nothing to do with that. But it shows you there has to be a change in U.S. policy about who has access to these materials. There have to be better and more searching and searing background checks of people in our law enforcement. And they have to be rooted out. If Lloyd Austin, having watched what happened on Jan 6th, having watched the 1,000 people that are being prosecuted and investigated by the Department of Justice, and another 1,000 to come, hasn't figured out that he has a problem, an extremist problem within his own branches of the military, he does. And now this is just a further extension of that. They protest, they insurrect, they attack the Capitol, and they take top secret documents and give them to their friends on a gaming channel. That's what they do. So you have to go back, Secretary Austin, and you have to do a further evaluation and review and psychological study and psychological evaluation. And all the ones that are weird that you've been watching for a while, or your leadership has been watching for a while, pull them in. Look at their social media. Have them bring their servers with them, their gaming devices, their Xboxes, any electronic device at all. Go into their rooms, go talk to their parents and friends, and get rid of the ones that are the bad apples, or this is going to happen again. And not only is American intelligence compromised, but the Ukrainian positions for the war compromised. The spring offensive to fight back against the Russians compromised. But also now the Russians know how deeply the Americans have been able to penetrate their intelligence community. And that is not a good thing, right? Espionage is done under cover of darkness, not in the sunshine. And we've got to get back to that. So that's up now to Lloyd Austin, and President Biden should hold him accountable for that. This is a canary in the coal mine moment. Something bad is happening out there, and it's extending to the National Guards and maybe the Coast Guard. And we've got to do a better job of rooting that out. But the reporting today is Airman Jack Texiera, a.k.a. OG, on the gaming platform Discord, to impress his friends, posted 100 classified documents about diplomatic and military positions of the U.S., outing the fact that we had penetrated Russian intelligence and outing improperly the next military moves for our allies, including Ukraine. We'll keep a close eye on it. I'll do hot takes like this about every day on matters at the intersection of law and politics. I co-anchor a podcast, Legal AF, with the MeidasTouch Network on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And if you like what I'm doing like this, you can follow me at @MSPopok on all things social media. This is Michael Popok reporting for Legal AF.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.